Mic on.
Alrighty then. Let's get this started. So if you were watching last time with Transport Fever 2, we started building up a railroad here. And we started, that's not the right button, that's the right button. We started building up the railroad and we were working on our successful freight business. So we had the passenger lines starting there. Where were we building? There we go. And we had our freight business building up over here. We were going to Green Bay and dropping off food, making it here, and bringing it in from, it's like 2 locations we had going by rail. So we're going to continue on today from where we left off. I never play with time advance set to 1, so let's set it to 2 or 3 so we actually can get some shit done. Hey Brian, welcome to the stream. We have our full loans paid off finally, so now we're actually able to start keeping the profits so we can grow the company even bigger. So we've got this farm connected and moving as much as it'll provide. Got this farm connected and moving as much as it'll, well, it's as big as it can get. Now we want to start connecting, well, we can start to connect other farms and whatnot. But first, we want to get, see this one's double tracked the whole way. Let's connect this farm into the railroad as well. And we can connect it into this same one, so this same line. So we could come here, go here, and then connect back in. So to do that, we're not going to need this to be double tracked anymore because it's going to come up this way. So let's build a switch here. Actually, let's just build this here. And that'll be the new end of double track instead of up here. So we can delete that, and kill that signal. And now all we've done is move the end of our double track back a little bit. And now we can build a station up here. Now what you don't want to do is remove any fields if you can avoid it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to rebuild the road so that the road goes actually hold on, comes up, it goes over to there so it's out of our way, and then we can delete this part of the road. Then we can link up. You want to make sure when you build something like this that there's a bridge that connects. So there's our station. Now, this is freight, so it's not like we're trying to build, you know, super high-speed lines here. It doesn't really matter how slow the trains go. I mean, you want them to go as fast as they can, but if making the connection means they can, there's a spot where they're going to do 30 coming into a station, it's worth it. And this track can go this way. Hook in like that. So basically what we just did is made it so it's a Y that leads to the farm up here. And then this farm, then the train line. Where's the train? We can modify the line. Oh wait. It's not the rail line, that's the truck line. We can modify the line so that after Green Bay Annex, it goes to Green Bay Branch and then comes down. So now it's going to serve both farms. But if it's serving both farms, we're going to need our train. So we can click on play the game of what train it is. Manage vehicles, so there's 2 of them on there. Put a third one on there. Now, we should have a fairly successful railroad line there. Right now, the passenger line is by far the most profitable. Yeah, we were. I have some video from that too. I'll probably post at some point. I'm having my video editor software decided to be stupid. So once I'm done fighting with that, I'll get it posted. It's like, we have an update. I'm like, great. Update failed to install. Shoot. Now it doesn't work. Crap. So I have to call. So I emailed the tech support number or email, but we shall await further developments. So we've got the brown line and the red line that are running. Brown line only goes to the one farm. The red line goes to 2 over here. There's no real continuation for the brown line to go to another one anyway. Probably these 2 will share a line. You don't have to make them all go to the same place, but I'm going to. I've got some photos from, not from Princeton, but from from the Richmond area that I'm going to post to. Just haven't yet. Oops, I forgot a key step. Because we have so many trains running, this is going to be double track. So really it switches in like that. And the first freaking train ignores it, but whatever. I think this train's full anyway, yeah, so won't really make much of a difference. And there's 62 units still waiting to be picked up, so this is going to be profitable, but we need to get the right number of trains on the line before it's going to be. And a quick way to do that is both of these are not running full. Because I'm actually going to move one of these to line 2. So as long as you're at a spot where they both intersect, they like both lines are reachable. It'll just swap right over if you ask it to. So in this time period, back in the 1850, well, it's 1858 right now in the game, you can see passengers much more profitable than the freight. So let's see how our passenger rail is doing. So we've got our big station that we built, and we connected up to the lowermost track. Now we're not going to probably leave that connected like that because we got to serve all of this area down here. And down here, and that's a pretty northern line. So it'll probably end up farther on like a more northern track. But works for now. But so we can start, well, so we built Midland as it would be a terminal track, or it would hook in with another line here. So theoretically we could build north now, but I think we'd be better off. Let's look at the traffic pattern. So we didn't build for this provision to Tampa. I figured New York will serve direct that way. But we've got a decent amount of car traffic going this way. So I think it's time to build that way. It'll probably be like New York, Arlington, Vancouver, maybe Eugene and Bridgeport on the line. So this is where a little bit of planning, like, now we've gone from just the basic, let's get some lines running, to now let's start to plan our next course of action and how we're going to build the greater transportation network. So we need a line that'll go like New York, Tampa, Jackson. We need a line that'll come south. Or do we want to sort of build this north-south line that we provisioned for? Excuse me. I think what we'll do is, well, first we're going to delete this street because it's in our way. Build some straight track here. Now what I think I'm going to do, well, what I am going to do, definitely, is I'm going to connect like this. For now. Actually, no, because this one's going to come in here. And once we've finished that, we'll smooth it out more. But basically, because we need to move this train line to this area soon. Because I don't want it to just curve south to Arlington, Norwalk, and Bakersfield, which is the line I'm going to build now. That was the first time an autosave has been conveniently timed. And it's not too crucial where we put this because we're going to build a bus network that ties it all together. So normally I'd build a terminal at Bakersfield. Yeah, I still will, because it really does. I'm not going to cross the river with this. And I built it as a 2-track because if we want to bring like the Salinas train or something into here, we can. Might never use it, but it's easier to build it once. Alright. So now we'll start connecting it with New York. Now the most efficient way is to build it in a long stretch. And if it's very uneven terrain, it will build a bridge or something to cover that terrain. Here, I'll show you. See, like here, it's building a viaduct and a tunnel. But it's also the most expensive way to do it. You can build shorter stretches and it will follow the contours of the terrain. But, you know, then you got slower trains because it's going uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill. Eventually you'll be able to choose other crossing types. But since we know what the future looks like to some extent with where trains go and all that, it's easier to build it now. We're still going to have to rebuild this viaduct at some point to a better bridge that can hold some higher speeds. But like the stone bridges it allows us to build now are only good for about 55, which doesn't matter at all. But in, 100 years or whatever, we need to be doing way faster than that. Through mods and whatnot, there are trains in this game. Actually, you don't even need mods. It seems the GG1 type engines and stuff like that show up. 100 miles an hour is an attainable speed. While we wait for some cash flow for that, let's go back up here and see how this is doing. $18 for the railroad to pick up, 48 for the trucks. So we're gonna shut the truck down pretty soon on that run because it's actually costing more. But until we have another train or so, 1 or 2 more trains, because we already can barely handle volume. Oh, so close. Done. So that's got Arlington connected. And we're going to have to connect up Norwalk and Bakersfield. And then we got to put public transit systems in each of those towns. Like a bus or a trolley or something. I can just get rid of 32 trucks. Or I can build a... this is actually the closest one by road in terms of roads, so... let's do this. Let's build a truck station right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to just modify this line from Green Bay Exchange to here instead. And then all the trucks that are already on it, we'll just switch over. Because that's lit up white, that should mean that it's that's not the one of the guy demolishing the hoagie, is it? He's got some video that's got about 6 billion views or whatever. Because there's some guy standing in the frame absolutely demolishing a hoagie. It's kind of entertaining though that he's a railfan YouTuber and his most popular video has nothing to do with like his most popular video has gained all that traction not because of the trains in it, but because of a dude just demolishing a sandwich. Ah, come on. I don't know, people find his guy eating a sandwich video really funny. I think the guy spiking his phone because he missed the big boy shot is much more entertaining. Come on, almost there. Alright, so once we've done this, then we can't start service right away all the way down here because we're not going to have enough trains on the line to do it. So, I mean, this is just such a balancing act when you're doing this. Another emergency weather update? Jesus. Heat advisor. Yeah, I could have told you that. Not out. Yeah, I guess. I've missed the shot before, but I've never been pissed off enough to want to spike my phone. Alright, let's complete the little stretch track here. Okay, now the track is all connected. I gotta build a set of crossovers at Bakersfield. And I gotta signal the whole thing. But, other than that, it's ready for service. But, we need to buy a couple $1 million trains first. So still the upper... Oh, this is wrong now. Of course this would be a tunnel. This be a tunnel too, I assume. Yep, for $235. Might as well build the ridiculously expensive one. It's like, it's stupid because I'm probably going to end up building a rail line through the same mountain to replace this. But for now, we're not building a rail line, so let's make this transportation as efficient as possible so that they'll start shipping more product. That tunnel's already paid. Like, we've already made more than we spent on the tunnel, so I guess it was worth building the tunnel. That line still continues to lose money, but... Alright, let's start signaling this line here. used to like signal really carefully and realistically and shit. Now it's just like, just get them in there just so the trains can run. The only one you gotta be careful of is like right before a junction or something. There we go. So fortunately we still won't have anybody waiting at the station to go this way because they don't know that there's a train yet. Like, there is no line yet. There's track, but there's no line. So, this train leave full? Not quite, but damn close. Hey. So I think what we're going to do first with 587,000, we're going to build a little loop line here in Arlington, which will help to grow the town. Right now, pretty much nothing's growing in the town. So there's people coming in, there's people coming out, but that's about it. So people are commuting to New York and Vancouver, which is actually over here, and we didn't build the train line that way, we built the train line south, but whatever. Man, I got the hiccups. So all we're going to do is we're going to get the upgrade tool, tram line, or trolley line. We'll put the trolley barns over here. Station, 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 station. Let's just go with 3 of them. New line. Eight stops and it just goes around in a circle. Get the Arlington Loop. And then when we connect the rail line to it, if everybody's kind of content with being able to take the tram or the trolley to and from their house to the station, then they're more willing to get on the train. So now we're going to do the same thing over here. Station. Double station. I mean, it also means that... Oh wait, I still have to build the buildings, tram depot. Ah, oh, screw me. New line. There we go. And that is Norwalk Loop. Put 5 on that one. That's Bakersfield. This one's a little more complicated because of how big it is, but the station is more centrally located. So I'm not going to worry about as much about that one right now. So we've got 1.3 million. So I'm actually going to just go manage vehicles. Oh. How much are these? 1.4. Jesus. And if I replace the engine, 1.7. Alright, so we've got, I forgot to check, but like 4 trains running on this line. Yeah, 4. So the problem is they're very slow and it goes very far now. Better buy some more vehicles. Well, I can't right now because I just spent everything, but 5 more of these, not 58 more, is 149. We should have that in a little bit. Or not. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to pause time here. I'm going to manage the line. And it's going to now go all the way. So add station, New York. Put on track 2. Arlington. Okay, so it goes New York, track 1. So there it's correct. There it's incorrect. So how does it get to be incorrect? So you come out of New York, you stop at Arlington. Oh, I see what I did wrong. You stop at Norwalk on 1. Then you stop at Bakersfield. Then you stop at Norwalk. Then you stop at Arlington. Now it's right. and then you start over at New York again. So yeah, the first train that goes down there is gonna be... No, I guess not. I was gonna say it's gonna be pretty empty, but... I guess not. I don't know. I don't know why it's saying there's already 96 people going that way when the train has yet to go down there. But it's still losing money, but a lot less thanks to that extra road. So that probably will never get a train then. Whoa. We should start switching these engines over to generals when we get a chance. Click all on the wrench. Each one will cost 300,000 to modify. Or 1.5. Or we could focus more on the passenger trains. It just shows that we're going to be doing pretty good. Wow, did it really go down with... It went down with 36 people in the first run? That's not shabby. Yeah, I know the condition of vehicles is poor. I don't give a crap about how poor the condition of a truck is. No. Yeah, that's probably something I should deal with. Okay, so let me see here. If I go to the lines, the passenger line, manage vehicles, maintenance. What can the coaches do? The coaches are good for 31. Oh, but look how much higher the maintenance is. Probably not worth it right now. It's not that much faster, and they're a lot more money. they can pull a lot more, so it might actually be worth it in the freight business more than the passenger business. Can't really add more cars either. If we could, they'll stick out the back. It'll still load. Oh shit! Like this road's actually gonna do better than I thought. I think it's gonna be worth waiting to upgrade them all to 440s. So we took out loan, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because what I wasn't realizing is they're only making like 15 miles an hour with the old engines, even though they were good for 25 because I wasn't thinking about the hills. So if these can actually do 28 most of the time, that will actually make a pretty big difference in speed. And time is money. Speed, you know. So the faster we can get people there, the faster that the few trains we have are efficient. Like the more efficient the trains we have are, and then we can start saving up for more trains and whatnot because we're gonna need them. But we won't need them quite as desperately and quickly. Yeah, you can see the line's pretty popular, so we want to keep that going. We want to get this, you know, the bigger we can make commuter rail, the better it is for us in the long run. These are making 324 every time they pull in, if they pull in fully loaded, so that's great for, that's really good for freight. Passenger line we're probably going to take a hit on, yeah, because it's going to be running so much farther between stops. Actually, if he's full though, it's kind of like it costs more to make more, if you know what I mean. So like, there's going to be more. You're going to get have to pay out maintenance fees more times between paychecks from the train from it stopping, but you get the benefit of bigger paychecks when it stops. So in the end, it works out to be better, or the same, or whatever. But it's not worse. It's just you have to be more careful because you have to know you're going to have to shell out more before you get paid. Like that just made 129, so it's still that train's now profiting 67, but now it just spent more to fuel itself and whatnot. So you just have to be aware of those things. $70 people waiting to go that way. So I mean, it's only 18. It's now 1860. So at this rate, we're gonna have one heck of a big railroad. Of course, people said that about shit like the big East Coast railroads back then too. Okay, we gotta stop this. I'm pulling the lower Green Bay Exchange line because it might be making $7,000, but it's well, actually, it's not like the trains can keep up anyway, so I guess I'll leave it till I can get another one of these trains. And I don't know exactly what they cost, but they're not cheap. I'm looking at what other businesses we can get into at this point too. So we got a lot of oil over here, but the closest refinery looks like it's here. So that's you need you need rail at that point if it's that long a distance, or like there's a road but it goes all the way around this way. Then you take that oil to someone who turns it into fuel, but I don't see one of those. Here. So actually the best setup right now would probably be these guys into here, which you could do with a train pretty easily because you make multiple stops. So you know what? I guess we'll do that. Um, we don't have enough money entirely to do it entirely, but as long as we stay profitable. and then Eugene demands it. So that would be trucks. Alright, so let's build a train station, a building, cargo terminal. So, you know, let's build a cargo station. Probably will only ever be used as a terminal, but we're not hurting anything by not locking it into that. One track. So this is going to be some seriously bendy track because I want it to serve all of these oil, I guess, what are these, oil wells, I guess? Because if you serve all these in one shot, you can have multiple trains going back and forth, and it's just easier. So then we'll hook this in like that. And then if it gets really busy, what you do is you double track the whole thing. So you'd make like a pickup, 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 back. And then the second track in the terminal here will be the one that loops around and comes into the fuel refinery, and then trucks will bring it from the fuel refinery to, or trucks can do the whole thing. I mean, it's really a short trip. But anyway, let's get the new line. Get the new line up and running. We're not going to be able to afford a train just yet, which is unfortunate, but... Yeah, actually, we are going to be able to afford a train right away. Speed up time here and see if we're going to be even remotely profitable on this. Looks like we might be. So right now we have it where it goes all the way to the end, and then it picks up the whole way back. And because it's making so many stops, you want to make sure it's a pretty big train because it's already it's gonna fill before it's done, and it already. So. Oh yeah, I mean that one alone's got 40. That one's got 41. Damn train's already almost full. So, see if I can get like... Nope. Time to start double tracking, I guess. Because it's full. And there's 52 barrels to pick up from here. 25, 11, 9, yeah. So we're not actually going to double track in the traditional sense of double tracking. What we're going to do is... all these stops are on one side of the tracks. So it's going to make the ones on one side in a row, whoops, and the one on the other side first. So basically, it'll run out this way, stop, 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 turn, stop, back. Have fun. So it's not going to pay any attention to that yet, to the signals yet. It's just going to run the normal routing if it can. Yeah, because it's still hooked up. The new track's not even hooked up yet, so that's what we're going to do next. I'm actually going to delete the signal I put in here. I'm going to hook this track in like that. So Eugene, Elizabeth Halt, after Elizabeth, Santa Ana, then back. So then it can go around that way. Now we're going to manage vehicles. Really, that train's more than $2 million? It's almost $3 million for these trains. Pretty sure the stuff that has to be refined, like, has to go through 2 processes, pays better also. We'll build that. Alright, so now we're going to build... Oh geez, both trains are still heading up. This better make us some serious cash. We're going to make a new line. And that's perfect. So we've got one that is not full and one that is full. Now the question is, what does it bring in when it stops? Almost 700,000. This might be a lot more fuel than I thought we were ended up making. Which is, profit-wise, great, but logistically can be interesting. So that's 2 to 1. That's 1 to 1 though. So everything that comes out of here, the same number of goods that we ship out of here is the same number we're picking up again. So it makes it a little difficult. They're both already full. Jesus Christ. These trains are 3 million each. There's more than a 77 waiting just at the first 2. So I mean, whoa, I paid less than I thought it would. What we want to make sure is that we're keeping up with this. This oil stuff has got to make money. If it doesn't make money, we have a problem. There we go. It was a big bit alone, but it's probably worth it, so we can actually get some service moving on here. That one's got 52. That one's got 67. That one's got 94. That one's got 22. So there's plenty of oil to be moved, or crude to be moved. It's just we have to move it. Made 487. Spent $5 million in vehicles, but it's worth it. Because that one's, we're getting everything picked up. 16. That one's already full, so now the next one's got to pick it up, and then autosave. Yeah, we are not going to be able to keep up with the demand here. Which is the direction of the problem you want to have. You want to have, more shipment than you can handle, because that means you're going to always have a profit to make. Like, you're always going to have material to move. But at the same time, it can be a little bit of a headache when you're trying to move everything and you can't. Three. Eventually we connect up to more of these. See, that's the thing, is there's oil fields everywhere here. So it gives us plenty more we can connect up to. There's one. And that one needs 65, so that train's full. Oh good, now this is becoming a level 2 oil well, which means it's going to be even more insane. You make 100 up until this point, and now they're making 200 that we have to keep moving. And he's about to level up now. So now he's making 300. I mean, this is good. This is what we want them to be doing, is leveling up and moving more and more product, because it means, like I said before, we can ship more and more. I make more and more, but I'm going to need more covered wagons now. But everything's turning a profit. Well, not anymore. He's already got 60. He's got 12 there to pick up. That's basically the end of him. We're going to end up needing more $3 million trains on this run. If that doesn't solve the problem, like if that doesn't let us catch up, nothing will. That train's loaded. This train's loaded. I don't mind if they have to wait a minute, like while the train in front of them's unloading. That's worth it. If we can have trains constantly in a state of unloading, that would be perfect. And we kind of like just a constant conga line. Because we also want to make sure that he's always got stuff stored. Because if that shuts down, it starts costing money. Then we want to make sure we're keeping everything transported. So he's got 0 stored, so it means he stops working for a month. But we're not quite caught up on this end anyway, so. $25. These guys put them on a route moving fuel into the city. think we're finally starting to catch up. That's fantastic. The important bit is we're going to get this stuff transferred now, or delivered now. The fuel, I mean. So we're making a profit off of both ends of that. So we've got the the crude oil trains, which are making more profit than almost anything else. We've got the oil trucks, which are making a big profit. And we've got the fuel delivery trucks that are currently not making a profit, but hopefully will be in the next couple of runs. Oh wow, this train actually has some room in it. The oil train is now the most profitable thing on the map. Damn. Oh geez, they're gonna want even more fuel now, and I don't think we can. I don't think we have the production at the production facility to handle that. We could hook up to more wells, I guess. There's 3 up here. There's 1 over here. 2, a whole bunch. See, the thing is, why would you bring this all the way down here? Except that we've got the infrastructure set up down here already. Alright, I think we're going to call that a stopping point for today. I got some other things I got to do before this evening. So I'll be on again, hopefully, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. With Train Sim World, that'll be the next stream. So, yep, I'll see everybody again. Let's save this. And I will see everybody tomorrow.